TGIF Warriors. Hello, James Groom. Michael, how are you? Paul, I came in. Nice tree. Nice tree, Blake. Hello, Lowell. Long time since I've seen your name. Bran, AJ, Kurt B, Ryan. Whole team's here for the last day before Christmas.
Good morning,
Okay.
Coach.
Good
Happy
morning.
holidays.
Dale,
Yep.
good morning, everybody.
Dale.
Arnis, hey, welcome to F.A.C.E team. How are you? So, Cable tried early to break out this little triangle formation. It's the strength today. When's the F.A.C.E teammates?
Half an hour.
Okay, so that should be the determination. You know, I was looking for 111 in euro. It's coming off a little bit here. What do you think?
I think the cable this morning was, well, the result of two things: demand, bit better retail sales, well, against 750th revision of the Q3 GDP, which came in a bit weaker. But I think a lot of it is already end of year, end of month, whatever stuff. It really got dragged up.
I heard there
Into the
was
hours, you know.
I read there was a BOE comment that they won't be cutting rates for a while. That's
Yeah,
on
well,
Squawk. Yeah.
yeah. But it's a global dollar thing that we are seeing this morning. Dollar yen also back nearly to the lows. Euro printed a high. Aussie, Kiwi, they all printed highs. So I think there's already a lot of year, month, and stuff going on because it's a shortened week next, right?
Yes.
You guys are in on the 26th, I believe, but the rest of the world is off. So there's only three days left next week, and there's definitely been some fixing stuff going on this morning.
Okay. So this is where I think the yen is going. Well, it's about 140, that blue line down there.
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah. So
it's possible. Actually, on the end, the government came out saying that the first time in many years, their budget will be a bit smaller. The government will also issue a bit less than expected bonds in 2024. But yeah, I mean, their budget is extra stimulus packages, and I guess if we make the sum of all the extra stimulus packages, we're coming at a double budget also. But no, still, I mean, yeah, the yen is still the flavor of the end of the year. May actually continue into next week as well.
now the Aussie did get to some targets. I guess there's something up at 69.
Yeah, 68.20.
Yeah. And look, we are diverging here
Mm.
since mid-month. So we'll see. I was actually looking for the dollar to trade down to this blue line. Let me get rid of chat. It came into play at the bottom at 99. So I'm thinking maybe it does here too. It was a par 90 level, which was a prior low. I guess I have to go to a weekly. Yeah, so you had, a lot of action here, just a shade under 101, par 90. I think that line might stop it, and this could be the end of this first wave decline here. And then maybe for a few weeks or a month we get a bounce, and maybe it's even back above 104.20. So the fibs could take it back towards 105, but that's getting ahead of myself. We'll see if it holds par 90 first. So another ugly week.
But in line with the euro dollar, if you look at the chart you're just showing, the one you just showed, I mean, we're back to start of 2023 levels.
Yeah,
we're back there. Dollar did nothing in 2023.
Yeah, when you look at it that way. Euro too, same thing.
Euro too. I mean, this the tightest range in, I think, is it since the year before the global financial crisis also?
Yeah. Okay.
And you know what? We could also argue that in the last 2 years, the stock market's done nothing because
mm,
we're at the same level that we were at the end of 2021.
yeah, that's true.
So bringing up the stock market, well, we're higher now, but just looking at some intraday stuff. You know, was this the first wave and we're just getting a correction of this wave here, Blake, you think? And
Uh,
or we're just going to blow
I'm
to new highs?
I'm trying not to read too far into it as we go into the year end.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I've been looking at it over the course of the last 2 days, saying, telling everybody in our community, while it's above 4,700, it's bullish. There's no reason to fade any type of move at this point. You know what I mean? Especially, yeah, you got the NASDAQ that's trading at NASDAQ 100 that's all-time highs. You got, the Dow's ripping. The DAX looks like it's a bullish pennant. You got it. I'd try not to read too far into it,
Okay.
basically.
Why is the VIX popping?
I don't know. Maybe cheap hedge, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But let me ask you this, and this is speaking to your not just you, Dale, K-Man. I know Ryan's lurking around over here somewhere too. You guys' experience. I really try not to read too far into moves this time of year and try not to draw conclusions because so much of it is flow related at this point. But what are your thoughts as far as trying to, put two and two together at this point?
I think you could
Don't.
try and sell this here and be wrong over the high, just in case this was something. So, I think we're about 61.8 in here back off this candle. I heard this was caused by ODTE option trading, the 1 day options. I don't know how they caused it, but that's just what I read. So that's my thought. Is that perhaps we start selling off before New Year's because everyone's waiting for New Year's to book. A lot of people are because they don't want the capital gains in this calendar year. Anyway, we shall see. I mean, it should be decided here pretty soon. Either we're going to blow to new highs or this correction could continue. I don't think it's going to take a long time to resolve that question.
What do you think,
Resolve
Ryan?
today.
What's your opinion here on and trying to draw too many conclusions out of moves right now?
Yeah, don't. If you want to trade, if you really feel the need to trade this, then like Dale says, you lean against that prior high. That's your point. If we hold there, then maybe that gives shorts something to get a few pips out of.
Yeah.
And it's made support at 47. So you've got a range. That's all you do. Don't worry about whatever else is going on. Obviously, watch the F.A.C.E data, just in case that creates a move. But purely just trading today, if you want to have a go, you've got two levels, 47 and that high, what is it, 47.80, 85? Can't remember what it was.
Right around there.
Yeah, that's it. That's your trading range. Play between the lines or go with a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Dale, do you mind if I take the charts here?
Sure. 10-year diverging. Just bringing it up before you, this number. The market's acting like it's going to be a good number, but we'll see. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, speaking of data and the PCE that's coming up, I mean, what we should really quick and this is what Ryan was just pointing out. Like, this is your range, I think, in the S&P. The bottom end of the range, you got 4,700 here. That's that minor blue line. You have just below that the March 2022 highs, which comes in right around 46.45 roughly, and then you have the all-time highs, which comes in just above 4,800. So we're kind of stuck in this range, and I can't imagine trying to do too much while you're in there. But the one thing that I do want to point out is the dollar is really weak, Dale. It broke down. We broke through the triangle. We were anticipating a break of this triangle ahead of the PCE. We got it. We broke to the downside. We're actually at fresh lows right now. And it's hard to see the dollar really reverse in this environment. We have to have some really strong data come in today, which I don't see it. What is your opinion on the dollar at this point, K-Man?
Yeah, okay. First of all, on the PCE, I've read quite a bit of stuff, and although there are some diverging opinions, it is usually I'm going to say usually a number that's been quite well documented. So expectations should, in theory, famous last words, not be too far off expectations. So the
Right,
results,
because there's so many inputs that
yeah,
analysts have seen up until now that these numbers, these expectations tend not to be off, right?
well, I mean, yeah, in theory. Now
In theory, yeah.
it's December, and who knows? They've maybe already missed something or so. I don't know, but in theory, that's the case. Now, it's just a question, as it's been said, of flows. The interesting thing though is that in case we get slightly negative numbers, we are on relatively important levels on certain currencies, and looking at the direction of the flows that we saw so far, which are clearly dollar negative. If you look at metals as well, they are going higher. Everything is trading on lows in the dollar. So that should likely, being a shortened week next, perhaps likely push people who need to rebalance, perhaps in doing a bit more. So we could have another leg lower on the dollar. I think a slightly higher number will have a stabilizing effect. Perhaps a few short-termers getting whacked out, but then we probably going to trade ranges into next week. That is my short-term view. This 68.20.25 on the Aussie is pretty important, I think. For me, the Kiwi is still a bit away, even though around 63 there's something to say, but I think it's coming up a bit above here. I've got that same line. I've got it around 3.75 only. Oh no, I have a longer term one. Yeah, the euro is on a level. The cable is on a level. It's all on level. So if the PCE confirm a bit weaker, then your dollar will likely get another slap around the ears. Gold is trying to make a run for it as well. It all points at the end of the year being one where the dollar will be sold regardless what happens, and stocks perhaps trade those highs again. Metals look for a very, very decent end of the year as well.
Yeah, one of the things, so yesterday I took a loss in the dollar Mexican peso. Dale, we've been talking about this a lot. I owned it at like 17.14 right here, and I closed it yesterday at like 17.04 or something like that. So I just basically, I just took it off right here. I owned it here and I took it off for a slight loss.
Stelios yesterday said it was on the verge of a breakdown.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is you got with equities as strong as they are. I have to imagine that, this is the carry, part of the markets where people are like, look, I don't want to hold Mexican peso shorts. I didn't, especially as the dollar closed on its lows yesterday. And I'm like, okay, well, any dollar longs that I have, which happen to be the dollar max, I didn't want because it looked like it was going to break down. The dollar was going to continue to break down. It looked like the euro was going to take out highs. As we wrote in analysis last night, excuse me. The euro dollar is closed above 110 level, which may open the door for a move to the 110.45, then 110.80s. Last night we hit 110.40, well, 38, which is the 127% extension is right here in the euro. we knew that dollar weakness was going to come in, and then you take the dollar mex. This is telling you that stocks are probably going to stay elevated, unless you see a massive reversal here in emerging market currencies. It's really hard to be short risk, if you will.
Yeah.
It just really is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, and it's not just the dollar max. You can see it. Even the dollar rand is approaching. Look at how big this support is, K-Man. I know you watch it pretty closely.
Yeah, I know, but I don't dare to touch it right now.
No, yeah, you
just
can't,
something
right? You can't, especially with stocks as strong as they are.
Yeah.
So couple things I want to point out. Let's just we don't just have PCE, we have Canadian GDP data. Now, for those of you that have not been watching the dollar CAD, it has been just one nasty slide. And I mean, you could say it's oversold, but things get more oversold. We're actually at some, pretty decent support here. It's a pretty big pivot in the market, 78% retracement. But when you slide and you don't get any type of recovery, it's kind of what K-Man you were saying a little bit earlier. People might have dollars to sell, and a weak data is just going to encourage them, like, okay, well, crap, I'm not going to get any better prices than what we're seeing, so I just need to get out of it, right? So you're gonna see that in the dollar Canadian, I think, especially on a strong GDP number. Even as bearish as people expect the Canadian dollar to be sometime next year, that's just not the case right now. So,
but it could give you excellent entries if you are patient enough.
There it is. So, like, if you're thinking in that realm and you're like, Canada's going to have a bad 2024. Sorry if you live in anywhere in Canada right now. I'm channeling my inner Adam Button, Dale. So if you really think that, then you might get. I'm sorry.
Nice try.
But maybe you get a really good entry down here at the 131, like K-Man saying. It's like, be patient. Maybe good things come to you if you're patient. So, hey, Ryan, I know you're half checked out as you got your kids wrapping gifts, but how are you feeling going into this Friday? Are you doing anything? Are you trading anything?
I'm in a little, well, apart from managing my dollar yen shorts, I'm in a little buy stop in euro dollar 1.1020. Just seeing if this break carries on going. Probably have to wait and see for the PCE. But apart from that, no, I'm only really here just to wish everyone a happy Christmas and happy New Year.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, and to your family. I hope your kids. What are your kids getting? They're not around, are they? What are they getting this?
No,
this
they're
year?
not around. They're going to get a new 5p piece, a lump of coal, and an orange.
Dad, thanks for the orange. Don't worry, we bought our kids underwear, so it's all good.
Yours or new stuff?
No, we're recycling, exactly.
Just pass it on. It's part of the family. It's a heritage.
Family tradition in the Morrow household. Pass your underwear down.
So, talking about the euro and the extensions that may be. I mean, you take a look at this big. Well, we're looking at a big cup and handle pattern in the dollar index. The 127% extension of this entire move that happened in the month of December would take us to 111, and that's entirely possible. On if we get this disinflationary data, you might see the dollar just continue to drift lower going into year end. So, K-Man, what's top of mind for you right now?
Yeah. Well, I'm still in my stuff, really. I still think the commodity currencies, looking at the positive environment, should do well into a year end. It's my trade for next week, really, that I've been preparing. The only thing we have to get over, well, I mean, apart from the data today is on Wednesday, but I'll talk about that on F.A.C.E then, perhaps then, because that could be the only danger day for the dollar bears. But for the dollar, yeah, for the dollar bear, sorry. Yeah, and for the rest, really, I'm watching those levels in especially Aussie, and then that Kiwi perhaps. If we get weak data today, I guess Aussie will blow that 68, 20, 25, and the rest just continue. Sterling is also defying the laws of gravity, so that looks to be one that could end the year well as well. That's about what I'm watching right now. I'm trying to remain quite concentrated on a couple of things because being the end of the year and if everything goes wild, I don't want to be too spread out,
Yeah, yeah, I know. I've been reducing positions as well, the last couple of days, just really trying to take stuff off here. Dale, what are you thinking going into today? I know you think that taking a little bit of pop shot at the equity markets here is something you'd be willing to give it a whirl, as this is near the 618 retracement, right where we're at. But anything else that you might be looking at?
Yeah, I've been talking 132 Canada for a few weeks. So, we're
We're
into
getting
that
there.
big figure anyway, we're there. And par 90 in the Dixie. And I think that it's going to be, surprise people that I'm looking for a pretty good dollar turn. I think this will complete this whole decline from 107.40 for the first wave down. And then we get a correction of this whole wave from 740 to call it 101. So we could rally, back towards 104 again or 105. And then I think you could short the dollar and ride it down to, the end of the reserve currency scenario for a long time into the 90s, 80s. But I think there's going to be one more rally for people to get decent shorts on in the dollar sometime in January.
All right.
And
Well,
probably around the levels where Euro bottomed, 107.5, could revisit
Mm,
that, take it out again.
yeah.
And then, we get the big moves. And Aussie may be back to 65 again. And then we go to, 78, 80.
Woohoo.
So that's what I'm looking for in 2024.
I'm looking for a lot of volatility. I really think that central bank divergent, expectations are going to be driving currencies all over the place. So a lot of these cross rates that you've seen, like I'll just run through a few of them. Like euro sterling will be a great example. So, I mean, we've had a very, very tight 2023. Euro Aussie, not much movement. Euro Kiwi, not much movement.
Yeah.
These are going to be very explosive. Pound Aussie, same thing. You're going to see like some explosive moves in some of these cross rates. I think in 2024, it's going to be a real volatile year. And I think this is, everybody's got to be prepared for that. And it's going to be good. It's good for traders. For us as traders, it's going to, volatility, especially in the FX market, is going to be pretty awesome. So, real quick, we got Canadian data coming up. And obviously PCE. Is there any other Canadian pairs that you guys are looking at? I know you've had some focus on the Euro Canadian. I think Cayman. I think you were looking at it a while back. But are you doing anything with these
Yeah.
here?
No. But the thing is, if we get a good Canadian data combined with weaker US data, there's some possible big breaks on for that dollar CAD into year end.
Yeah.
There's a possibility of an acceleration on the way down, and that's the one thing. And then I stop about year end and stuff that traders should be wary about or aware about is that in stuff like the Canadian dollar, the Kiwi dollar, Scandies, they tend to get very liquid into the end of the year. So you can be on a technical level, which sounds very reasonable, but if that is the direction that the end of year flows are taking, beware of those last couple of days, right? Because we could get big accelerations as well. So I just want people to be aware of that. It's not because the interest in the market is drying up and medium-term players don't want to put anything new on. It's not because of that the market can't move, right? So I mean, those flows could be quite big. So be careful about that.
Yeah, that's a great warning. I try to tell people that if you see, you know, these moves develop, if you're going to stand in the way, put in a tight stop. And so I always think, you know, just get out of the way or get on because the flows are what drive into the market. It's not anything else.
And you know what I'm always saying in the room, right? When it comes to end of quarters, end of year, I'm trading with a close eye on the clock all the time to see if it's not a fixing doing stuff, and then if you see it like 10, 15 minutes or so before the hour, all of a sudden start to move, don't counter it.
Yeah. Yeah. Great advice. Ryan, you have any last minute thoughts as we are approaching the data releases?
No, just echo what you guys are saying. Just be very careful. You know, don't go blowing any good profits you made over the last few weeks. Just trying to squeeze the last few pips out before the holidays.
All right, and Dale, you don't have an interview today, correct? It's Friday.
Correct.
It's just before the holidays. I just want to confirm. So, okay, all right, very good. Real quick, let's take a look at the dollar yen. Dollar yen's been real heavy. I closed out mine now. Look, obviously hindsight's always 2020. I closed mine out around the 200-day, my short yesterday. We're still trading really heavy. What was the news overnight? K-Man, you said there's a couple headlines that people were talking about.
Yeah. So the government is going to issue, but we had already some lines about that yesterday. But the government is going to issue a bit less JGBs next year, but a bit, right?
Okay.
And they are also cutting the spending cost for the first time, and I'm just reading it back in 12 years. So that is all still taken as relatively positive. The thing is as well that inflation has come down, but that is not necessarily in current context, because UEDA predicted that, but that is not necessarily a very bad thing as well, because if the wages go well, that will mean that real wages are going up, which is one of the conditions for the Bank of Japan to tighten. And so it's a lower CPI in Japan, depending on where the wage talks will end up at, could be actually counterintuitively good for more normalization.
Well, all right. Well, more normalization, and maybe we might see some yen strength come through finally. So like some real yen strength. Real yen strength. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us set up for today. I'm going to pull up the data flash here. We have data coming out in less than 2 minutes. And you'll see we have the Canadian GDP, PCE, durable goods orders. All of this is coming up. I'm going to move that out of the way. We're going to put up for today. Well, we're going to keep yields over to the right, S&P right in the middle, 15-minute chart, and to the left, we're going to put Canadian, the dollar CAD here, just since we do have this Canadian GDP data coming and US PCE. So I'm going to just move that kind of there. Let me bring over the data flash. Any last minute thoughts before the data comes out? Dale, K-Man, Ryan, any last minute thoughts?
Let it happen.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it snow. Is it snowing where you guys live?
It's going to rain like hell here, Blake.
Dale, I'm listening to the water, the rain actually hit the ground right now. It's hitting over here. Dale and I, we only live about a 5-6 hour drive away from each other. So we get to witness a lot of the same weather.
Yeah.
They
used to call it rain. Now they call it an atmospheric river.
Oh yeah,
that's what it's called, huh?
That's true. We should be specialists about those things come then 2024 as well.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, okay.
Is it snowing over there in the UK?
No, just windy, mate. This is the country of the wind.
Oh man. All right, guys, here we go.
Like
Get ready. Buckle your seatbelts, folks.
Doesn't bother us, the wind with our hairs, okay.
Mine's always plastered straight up anyway. It doesn't really affect me either.
Abracadabra.
Canadian GDP a little weak. Watch this dollar CAD here.
But a
Durable
durable
goods
bill?
were okay.
Durable goods,
Good
strong.
durables. Good durables.
PCE, come on, guys. Give it to us.
Was it Christmas over there?
I guess.
Seems to be coming out very close to expectations.
3.2 versus 3.3 expectation. I don't see it here, but I just saw it come across. So yields are moving, dollar strengthening a little bit.
Personal income, okay.
Euros pulling back towards the breakout point. Keep in mind that's
PCE 2.6 I'm seeing versus 2.8 expected.
Barry, there is no guest today. Just the dream team. You're stuck with a dream team.
so you got yields moving higher. S&P is showing a little bit of reversal.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, maybe we're gonna see a little bit of dollar recovery here.
Yeah, so better durable goods. PCE coming down more than expected. So yeah, a bit of a mixed messages. I don't know what the market will go with, whether it's the PCE or the durables.
Yeah. Well, the S&P, it seems like the market's found some excuses to sell stocks, just like profit taking wise. So maybe today we might get that excuse again. People go, look, nice failure here. Let's take some
61.8
profits off.
back on a corrective bounce.
Yeah.
They could cream it.
Yeah, I mean, we could get another one of these. I think 4,700 is going to be pretty key. It's about 50 points away. Yeah, we're seeing. I picked up a little bit of US dollar Norwegian krona today, as we are at channel support. You can see it right here. Big long-term channel support. And we completed an equal leg move. So I picked up a little bit of dollar Norway ahead of the data. So just kind of sitting in that as long as it doesn't break below these lows, but that's pretty much it. That's going to be my do it today type of trade. So, what's going to be really interesting is if the euro fails here. We basically hit the 127% extension, and a move back below this 110 level is it's gonna probably take out a few longs, right?
Yeah.
I'd be careful here with everything. I mean, the dollar's been hit every rally it's had so far. So keep an eye on 10-year yields. If they get and hold above, 3.90, then you might get a little bit of a short-term flush out. If it doesn't, and like you say, euro dollar doesn't go below 110, probably in about half an hour, it's going to make fresh highs.
Yeah, good point. All right, guys. Well, I want to say, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays from the ForexAnalytix team. We will be broadcasting, very limited broadcast next week, but we'll be doing F.A.C.E. Steve is going to be here. Dale, if he's around, he'll be here, and if he's not, I don't blame you, Dale, for not being around here. But we're gonna be broadcasting Tuesday through Friday. So and I know Tuesday's Boxing Day in the rest of the world, right?
Yep.
And Ryan, you were trying to explain what Boxing Day is. Are you going to put your kids out there?
I thought that Ryan was going to put on the gloves with Cayman.
Yeah, or get your kids boxing. How's that work? I would pay to see you guys put on some gloves. Definitely.
That must be a riot, huh?
Maybe on a PlayStation.
Oh man, it'd be like the Elon Musk. Well, what's the Facebook guy?
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg redo. We'd have the K-Man Ryan boxing match. But anyway, no, I do want to say we are broadcasting, like I said, very limited. We're going to be doing even our Morning Edge show after the F.A.C.E. show for the ForexAnalytix subscribers. But I just want to say Merry Christmas from all of us here and the staff here at ForexAnalytix, and happy holidays. And guys, you want to say anything to the listeners?
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. and take good care of the ones dear to you. They deserve it.
100%.
Nice.
Amen. And happy Christmas to all you guys. Dale, have a great holidays, and Blake and all the rest of the ForexAnalytix team as well. Great crowd to be involved with.
Thank you. It sure
Okay,
is.
For me, I would say one of the best Christmas gifts you could give that costs you nothing is kindness. And it's priceless to the people that receive it. It costs nothing and has great value. Try and remember during the holidays, at times we all get a little tense. You don't have to say everything you think, and be kind to others. That's a nice Christmas gift to anyone you're kind to. And don't just count your pips, count your blessings. I hope everyone has, you know, a lot of beautiful memories this weekend. And then we're back to the coal mine on Tuesday for a few days. So enjoy. Thank you, team. Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas, Dale.
Almost feels like another year in the books. And, the mission statement of building up and edifying traders every day. I know some politicians do this prematurely, but we're not. Mission accomplished again this week. So see everyone Tuesday.
Adios.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yeah. Love you too, man. Merry Christmas.
All right. So that's a wrap, everyone. Are you doing the morning edge?
I will be doing the morning edge with Steve. Yes, we're going to be doing that shortly. So
Okay. So you have one more chance here, Blake, today. Good luck in the markets and enjoy yourselves and recharge your battery. I know I'll be attempting that. So adios, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Coach.
Thanks, Blake. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, K-Man.
Bye, mate.
See ya.